Hi, I'm Joel Montgomery, JoelMonty on the Internet. I'd like to introduce you to hypnosis and NLP support for integrative learning and change. First, let me give you a bit of a background about myself. I've been involved with integrative learning and integrative healing my entire life. As a child, I had asthma and was introduced to reflexology by my mother at an early age when she massaged my feet after I took some medicine to open up my lungs to breathe that had me climbing the walls. Mom was also a teacher, and she got me to read at an early age by getting me very interested in a book and then having to go make dinner and leaving me with the book. In my early reading, I really got interested in extrasensory perception and hypnosis and self-hypnosis. At the age of 6, my parents moved to Sarasota, Florida. That's in the southwest part of the state on the Gulf. And I moved there to be able to survive the asthma that I had, which was pretty severe. So I took anti-allergy medication, lived in the right conditions in Sarasota, Florida, and at the age of 12 I learned that there is a pattern involved before the body actually goes into asthma. And using self-hypnosis, I was able to break that pattern, so I got rid of my asthma at the age of 12. I worked with hypnosis and guided imagery through college and stopped during my career in the U.S. Army. I picked it up again as part of my work with a youth group at an Episcopal church in Washington, D.C. at the end of my Army career. The church invited me to take human relations skills training. It's a kind of sensitivity training that was part of the human potential movement to make myself human again after many years of military service. I completed more than 500 hours of hands-on, experiential education in applied behavioral science with the Mid-Atlantic Association for Training and Consulting out of Washington, D.C., and became certified as a T-Group facilitator, an advanced T-Group facilitator, an experiential education designer, a group facilitator, and an organizational development consultant. I had found my career after the Army. In terms of academic credentials, first, I've had a spiritual commitment, mission, and path my entire life, and it unfolds as I move down the path. At the end of my Army career and right after it, I volunteered with large group awareness trainings sponsored by a spiritual organization and was involved with guided imagery, integrative healing, and laying on of hands for many years. After the Army, I had a 30-plus career as a change management and organizational development consultant. And about midway through the career, I wanted a doctorate degree to help me help adults and organizations learn how to learn and learn how to change. I earned my doctorate degree of education in 1992 from Florida International University, specializing in adult education and human resource development. I created and tested a new meta-model of integrative learning in my dissertation research. And from 1993 to 2000, I designed and delivered hundreds of hours of integrative learning programs to adults around the world. When the terrorists attacked on 9/11/2001, they attacked in the morning and I was diagnosed with prostate cancer in the afternoon. I eliminated my prostate and the cancer, and beginning in 2003, I became a full-time bilingual teacher of kindergarten through 12th grade students in Kane County, Illinois for 6 years to make a difference for kids after 9/11. And in the course of that, I earned a postdoctoral Master of Arts in Teaching in 2008. In terms of hypnosis and NLP, in addition to my early work with hypnosis, I'm a certified hypnotherapist by the American Alliance of Hypnotists, and I'm a member of that organization. I was exposed to NLP during my work with applied behavioral science at the Mid-Atlantic Association for Training and Consulting in the late 1970s. And I worked with guided imagery and NLP concepts in large group awareness training, sales and marketing, and other business programs. I decided to become certified in NLP to help with my communication in writing and publishing books. So I'm now certified by the American University of NLP as an NLP practitioner, an NLP master practitioner, and an NLP trainer. 4 key questions. Why hypnosis and NLP? We're all faced with needing to learn and change on a daily basis. Sometimes we run out of gas before we experience lasting learning and change. Hypnosis and NLP can accelerate lasting learning and change. What are hypnosis and NLP? Well, visit our special report, Hypnosis Support Tool for Learning and Change, for more insights on hypnosis. NLP stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, a reflective learning tool that supports integrative learning and was developed from research on communication and on cognitive behavior modeling of therapists recognized as leaders in their fields. How do they accelerate learning and change? Used in connection with the integrative learning model, hypnosis and NLP provide clients with support tools they can use to commit to learning and change more fully and more quickly, and to overcome their own resistance to change. What if? What if I can't access my memories well? Well, we can do some exercise to improve memory access. What if I don't know anything about hypnosis or NLP? Check out our special report on hypnosis and view our full video presentation on NLP support for learning and change. What is integrative learning? Well, first of all, it is a meta-model developed by doing research and using models developed by many other researchers in the areas of psychology, education, organizational development, thinking processes, and many more. And to these models, I've integrated them, put them together in a new way, and added some things to them, and then tested them to come up with the model that you see here. This is a system, so it has inputs and a transforming process and outputs. Let's look at the inputs: new information, experience, and perspectives. To that, we bring our integrated life experience, which is all of the memories that we have access to, as well as some that drive us unconsciously, and our education and everything else that we have to bear. We use that to filter through the new information, experience, and perspectives. And we go through a transforming process to do it. And you'll notice at the bottom it's a cycle of movement beyond pre-existing limits. We normally go through this transforming process multiple times before we start owning the new process or experience or perspective. So we engage with it, we observe it, we reflect, we evaluate the relevance, and we plan to apply it, and we do it again. In short terms, we do, look, think, probe, value, and plan over and over at least 3 times. Then we start practicing it in our life experience to see how it'll work for us. If we like it, it moves to apply new knowledge and skill in life experience. So we're at the apply step, and we're actually working with it more and trusting it more, like training wheels. Eventually, if it passes our continuous test for probing value, it becomes integrated in a new part of our integrated life experience that we use to face the world to test other new things. The personal performance change curve has the integrative learning process, all those steps on the left, starting from the bottom to the top: recognize, explore, learn, practice, apply, and integrate. There is also a team performance change curve and an organizational performance change curve. Those won't be covered in this presentation, but when you look at references, the book that I wrote last year has all of those change curves in it. All right, let's take a look some more at the model. You'll see the stages of change: awareness, acceptance, and action. The requirement for commitment to change, time and reflection. And then you'll see the comfort zones. The idea here is a comfort zone is more than this, but you can think of it in the range of temperature you're comfortable with, usually between 72 and 80. When it drops below 72, we want to get warmer. When it goes above 80, we want to get cooler. But a comfort zone reflects behaviors and all kinds of things in addition to temperature. So, at the recognize step, here's something new, and the explore step, I don't know how to do it yet. If you reject the new thing you're learning, you can stay in your current comfort zone. If you move up into the acceptance stage of change at the learn and practice steps, learn is I can do it with help, and practice is I can do it when I think about what I'm doing. That's, by the way, as high as anyone ever gets in a training program. Apply and integrate are usually done on your own after you finish your training. But if you reject at the acceptance stage, you can probably stick with what you were doing before. Here's the rub, I guess you'd call it. At the apply and integrate stage, apply is I can do it without thinking about it all the time, and integrate is it's a part of me now. In that action stage, if you reject whatever it is you're learning, you have to change to something new because you've already gone beyond the ability to go back to what you used to do. Two other things just to remember. Comfort zones may not be stable, and habits are a part of the comfort zone. And the personal need for change, the amount of change, and the support for change all influence the time and commitment. We'll see more about that in a moment. Let's look at competency change mapped to performance. Again, you'll see the steps and stages of change in the colored boxes. The vertical line is performance, the horizontal line is time. We start at a level of performance that doesn't change at the recognize and explore stage, but when we move into learn and practice, we downshift in our performance, and there's disorientation and discomfort as we're trying something new, and we need structure and effort to upturn the performance. But eventually, when you reach apply and integrate, you're at a new and higher level of performance. How hypnosis and NLP accelerate learning. Well, let's start with the line. The line divides the conscious and the subconscious. Conscious is about 10%, subconscious is about 90%. It's also a defense line where we want to stick with what we have. We defend the status quo. We don't necessarily want to change. We can quite often try to resist change, even when it's good for us. So let's look at the triangle. Underneath, as a part of the subconscious, we have our strategies, our habits, our impulses, our physiological control, or ship. And if you've heard about the idea of how hard it is to change course in a battleship, that gives you an idea of how this works. To change course, take a look at the right arrow. Willpower, analytical, and rational, or war. That's where we're taking charge. We're turning the wheel, we're hanging on for dear life because we want to go somewhere else. Coming from the subconscious sends impulses to slow that down. Hungry, angry, lonely, and tired, or halt, are the impulses that pull against the willpower. But here's where hypnosis and NLP can help. They can go directly down into guiding the ship and resetting the automatic pilot for what you want to achieve. They are set consciously because these are the goals that you set for yourself, but they are presented in a way that they work, or you work with them with your subconscious. So that's how they work. Let's take a look at what they do. As you can see here, in the commitment to change, hypnosis and NLP can increase your commitment to change and can decrease your resistance to change. They can speed things up, and also you can have virtual practice. So quite often in the brain, because things are stored as memory, virtual practice and live practice count the same. So you can build up a variety of skills from virtual practice that you can then apply directly and right away. References for this particular presentation. Richard Bandler wrote a book, Richard Bandler's Guide to Transformation, How to Harness the Power of Hypnosis to Ignite Effortless and Lasting Change. In this book, he talks about both hypnosis and NLP. It's available on Amazon.com as a Kindle book. Steve Jones wrote the NLP Practitioner Manual and videos for the American University of NLP, and that's available from BetterLivingWithHypnosis.com. And I wrote a book, Learn How to Learn in Teams, Groups, and Organizations. It does have a Kindle edition, and it's available from Amazon.com. Next steps. Okay, well, these are some services that are available. And I'd suggest you visit https://JoelMonty, JoelMonty.com/hypnosis/ to read our special report on hypnosis. To take a look at the entire 10 video presentation, visit the website /NLP/ and you'll see the 10 videos. You can visit the website /register-for-services/ to sign up for any services or workshops that you're interested in. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you in an upcoming workshop or service.